name is Dino Soriano, and I am an NP, which stands for Nurse Practitioner, and I treat patients in the clinical setting for primary care and urgent care needs. Well, an NP sees patients from start to finish in most cases, where they come in, we review their history, review their medications with them. We help go through and develop a differential diagnosis on what their current ailments are. And then we have the ability to order diagnostic tests as well as examinations. And we come up with a plan of care for them, go over it with them, do patient education, and then follow up with them after they've done their plan of care. And hopefully they're better and that we've improved their quality of life. You've got to really love what you do. You know, when we go to work every day, it's not really going to work for us. You know, I get so much back from my patients. You know, when you can make a difference in someone's life, and, you know, they let you know about that, it really does fulfill you. I always tell people, we get paid well to do good things. It's usually up at 5:30 in the morning because I work 12-hour days. Not every NP does. Some NPs work 8 to 5. I like working 7:30 to 7:30. And, you know, I'll get up, have breakfast, you know, say goodbye to the kids, head on to the office. You get to the office, you know, first thing you do is greet your staff, make sure everybody's good. You know, there's a lot of things that they have to do to make sure the office is ready. But as an NP, you're going through and reviewing the lab results from the previous day, reading over x-ray results and x-ray reports, and making notations for those patients who need to be called back to go over results, those that need to come back into the office, and you know, and then you prepare your day to see the patients that come in. In most of the time, my patients are walk-ins, so we don't take appointments. In many cases and practices, your NP will actually have appointments scheduled. And one of the things that we do is we, you know, greet the patient, review their history, and then we go through. Some settings you'll see 15 patients in a day. In a very busy emergency room or an urgent care setting, you might see 45 to 50 patients in a day. And that's a very busy 12-hour day. Rewarding is making a visit to the doctor, a visit to the doctor's office, to the nurse practitioner's office, fun for a child. You know, we always joke around with kids. We have a lot of fun with kids. We do things with children that hurt. We do things with children that are not comfortable, that they're scared of. So we have to make them comfortable. And when they're happy, you get a fist bump at the end of the visit, that's a good day. Found a patient who had was having a heart attack. They came to the urgent care center instead of going to the emergency room. This was not your typical patient, though. This was a 23-year-old man. I was like, wow, you know what? You're going to the ER by ambulance. We made a difference. Had he not come to us, or had we ignored those signs and symptoms just because he was not your typical cardiac or heart attack patient, we'd have had a different outcome. You know, so we made a difference, myself and my team. The biggest challenge to becoming an NP is getting through the educational process and getting your hands-on clinical experience. With the shortage of primary care practitioners in the United States, you've had this great desire from the educational institutions to add more programs and add more seats. And it's become more and more difficult to get a clinical preceptor to teach you the hands-on and practical application of the bookwork, so that you can learn how to greet a patient, and there's a way to do it, and learn how to, as we call, running an encounter. How do you talk to a 5-year-old child and the parents at the same time? How do you become culturally competent? Because during the day, you will have patients from all ethnic backgrounds and patients from all religious backgrounds. And you have to understand and respect those personal beliefs and personal styles and cultures. It also helps you to understand that you never stop learning. So even after becoming an NP, Then you get your first job, you get some experience. First couple of years, you're doing continuous education throughout that time and always learning new techniques and new ways to do things about new drugs, about drugs that are coming off the market that you need to be aware of, learning about different cultural competencies and things along those nature to better your ability to be a healthcare practitioner. Well, the first thing is you need to become an RN. And as an RN, you need to find yourself in a position where you're not just getting your associates, but you want to work towards your bachelor's degree. You want to work in an area that you find rewarding yourself, because there are just as many specialties for RNs as there are doctors, as there are NPs, where you might find yourself gravitating towards pediatrics or towards emergency medicine like I did, or towards geriatric medicine. And then you want to continue your education in that way. Now, as an emergency room nurse, I love the fast pace and the challenge of not knowing what's coming in the door next. So when I looked towards my education, I wanted a family NP program, which covers infants, children, toddlers, teenagers, young adults, middle-aged adults, elder adults, and geriatrics in a 3-year program, where if I only wanted to do geriatrics, I could have went to a geriatric program, which would have only covered that arena. Or you can specialize in pediatrics and only go into a pediatric program. We're all NPs, but we practice in different settings. So it's about 3 years of graduate education. And you can do your doctorate afterwards if you want to. Not too many people go on to get their doctorate, but it's highly recommended. The first thing I would tell anybody who wants to get into this is don't do it for the wrong reasons. Don't do it because you can make a good living at it. Don't do it because you think you can marry a doctor or marry somebody who's going to be successful in healthcare. You want to do this because it's your passion. And you need to look at setting goals. The first thing you do is set small goals. I need to get good grades in high school because I need to go to a good college. Or I need to get good grades in high school. I want to go to a community college and get all of my undergraduate work done, move on to a university and get my bachelor's. So have a plan and set goals that are attainable and move after them. And it's a matter of really being driven within yourself, and your only competition is yourself, and you're the only person that limits you. And if you do that, you'll get to your goal. I'm an NP. I'm proud to be an NP. And as an NP, I can work in any city in America. I can work in any state in the country. I will always, always have a good career, no matter where I'm at, no matter what I want to do. So as an NP, I currently see patients in the primary care and the urgent care setting, but I might decide that I want to do pediatrics in 10 years. As an NP, I get to choose that. Nobody tells me yet. So if you want to have a good career, a rewarding career, and make a good living doing good things, become an NP and work next to me.